Hello and welcome back to the Fixing Football podcast. If you are watching this episode and you are hoping for some England chat where me and Liam put our heads together and try and come up with some sort of explanation, reason and resolution as to sort of what's going on. We're in a little bit of limbo at the moment. Please stick with us. First of all, we are nominated for an award and the voting closes this week. As you're watching this episode, you have a few more days to vote for us. And we would really, really like it if you could get behind us and support us. If you've been listening, if you've listened to one episode, if you've listened to 120, like some friends of ours have, we really, really would like your support. So please get behind us. The link will be below in the description for this video and all over our social media. So please go and check it out. We are nominated in the Best Podcast International category at the Football Content Awards. Me and Liam will be there. We'll be catching up with a lot of people and we really want to make a name for ourselves. So please get behind us, support us, and vote. It takes 1 minute. No details required. Get in there, vote. Vote for someone else if you know them, but vote for us. Best Podcast International Football Content Awards. Link below. On with the episode. Tonight we're going to be talking about England. I'm here with Liam O'Meara as always. Liam, how are you?
Hello, Martin. Yes, I'm very well. Also, just to point out, don't vote for someone else in our category. In other categories, that's fine. Not in our category.
That's what I meant.
Yes, but I'm very well, Martin. How are you?
I'm good. I lived out a bit of a childhood dream this weekend. It was a dream that I didn't know I had. And it can be England related, but I might talk about it in the second half. First of all, we need to get on to England. Or should I talk about it now? Should we talk about it now? I got to perform the World in Motion song with John Barnes at a charity event in Southport over the weekend. I didn't know it was going to happen. Didn't know it was going to be there. As soon as I saw him, I had the song lined up, which was handy. But he started doing a bit of a speech. There was an auction. He was on top form. I know he's been in the news for some quite negative stuff recently, but he was on top form. He had time for everyone and pictures with everyone. Sir Kenny Dalglish was there as well. A really, really fantastic night for. It was for the family of one of the little girls who died in the Southport attack, if you will. I think 2 years ago now.
Yeah, 2 years.
For Elsie's story. If you're interested in their charity, they've raised over £1 million now. And Elsie's story is doing a lot of fantastic work. Ran by the mum and dad of Elsie. And yeah, it's really, really good charity. But onto the important bit. I got to get the hit it DJ when he turned around. And I had it lined up ready for him. Straight into the rap. None of the preamble. We didn't have to stand around for 3.5 minutes until the rap turned up.
Oh, he just went straight. Straight to the rap, yeah. No new order, just straight into John Barnes.
Yeah, it's all about him. But it was class. It was one of them moments, pretty surreal moment when everyone knows every word. Everyone who's an England fan knows every word to that rap. So to just do it in front of a room of 250 people, it's class.
No rapping from Kenny Dalglish then?
No, do you know what though? At the start of John Barnes' speech, he started mentioning the Anfield rap. And I was like, I hope you don't want to perform that because I ain't got that.
Yeah.
We weren't lined up for that, but no, yeah, Kenny, had a good chat with Kenny Dalglish. That was fun. He was really kind with his time, I think, as well. And, would have pictures of everyone and stuff. And they've all been great supporters of the charity. So that was fun this weekend. Yeah,
two absolute legends of the game, particularly Kenny Dalglish. You're literally talking one of the best players to ever play the game.
I said that to one of the lads who I was with he's not really into football. I said it's mad. Like these two old guys here who are talking to everyone. Peter Price was there, who's hosting it as well. He's a bit of a Liverpool radio legend. But these two, the two of the greatest footballs ever. It's like madness that you just hear and everyone's just chatting and having a picture and a beer with them. So
yeah, absolutely. Good for them. And well done to you, man.
Thank you. So England, we're on international break now. We'll get on to the Premier League and the results from the weekend and any other stories that have come up recently. We'll crack on with that in the second half. But it's international week. We sort of brushed past it last time. Sort of Tuchel's first season. We spoke about him in his first games and when he'd been appointed, and we had a bit of a breaking news story once it happened. But what are your overriding thoughts and feelings about Thomas Tuchel so far? What's the vibe you're getting? We love a bit of vibe.
I'll be honest. I think it's almost impossible to judge an England manager now based on qualification alone. Especially this World Cup qualification where it's almost a dead cert that England will qualify because of the expansion of the World Cup means that there's extra places available. And the seeding of that as well just means it's an absolute canter for England. They've literally won the toughest game in the group away at Serbia 5-0 and barely got out a second game. Just absolutely destroyed Serbia in what in the past would be a tough international game. But I just think such is the nature of the talent pool of England, something we'll talk about. I think only France has a comparable depth of squad than England. England are genuinely one of the top two sides in the world now.
I agree.
We will win a World Cup at some point in the next 12 years. It's just a case of when. But
well, can I just
go
back to your first point, really, about we can't judge him? He has only got a contract up until the end of the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is right, but I think from this weekend, he might only have 6 more matches before the World Cup. And then hopefully another, 7 if we win the World Cup, if we get to the finals, 6 or 7 matches. Like, we may only have this man for 14 games. Hopefully,
that's the calculation, isn't it? The calculation that he's the man to make difficult decisions. The squad is in a place now where it will almost by default get you to the quarterfinals, unless you have an absolute stinker somewhere. You're going to, I mean, if you look at the last Euros, I don't think England played well in any game. And
I think other than the Germany game, the last Euros, are we thinking where we lost to Italy, that one? Or
no, that's the more recent one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're right. The last Euros, I don't think we played well. Yeah, I agree.
No,
I agree.
We didn't play well. We narrowly lost the final. And a different 11 may have won that game. And
I know
that's where we are now. So
I know we're jumping into it, but we have to read into everything that we've got. And all that we have got is 4 or 5 matches that we've had with Tuchel. And I think the overriding feeling, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that people are having a problem with his squad selection. Do you echo that sentiment? Is there changes that you would make? Because a lot has been made of, where he's living and stuff like that coming into the thing. I'd have less of a problem with that. I feel like he can do what he wants. That's the whole point of being an international manager. You could do what you want for a few months. You can watch everyone on TV. You don't need to be in the stadium all the time. You don't need to live next to St. George's Park. It's like that I have less of a problem with. But I am seeing some signs, some things that I don't like in his squad selection so far.
Like what?
Jordan Henderson. And I know what the counter argument is here, that he's great for the dressing room. If he's that great for the dressing room, put him as non-playing staff.
I would say, though, and I do get it with Henderson, by the way, but I would say that his performances with Brentford have been very good. I would counter argument that with, I think it's not he's playing in Saudi Arabia anymore, or even a struggling Ajax team. He's been a big part of a good Premier League side. So I get what you're saying, but it's not like he's in anonymity anymore.
It's also some of the comments and the language he's used when he's talked about certain players being in and out of the squad. I think he mentioned about getting Ben White. Ben White, we'll talk about him. People have different feelings about it, but he did say that it would be considered for selection. That doesn't seem to be the case, even when Ben White's been playing. And he has. He's featured 50-50 basically for the season with in line with Timber.
I think if he was playing for more than Arsenal, he'd have been in the squad.
But he was injured quite a bit last season, which is fine. He wasn't even in contention anywhere, and now he has been playing. He's played more than Lewis-Skelly, for instance.
But even Tuchel's been, by his own admission, was pretty much saying that Lewis-Skelly is quite lucky he's in this squad. Does England have a big left-back problem, basically? So I think O'Reilly's been added into it today, hasn't he?
O'Reilly's been added, yeah.
And I think that's someone who, again, like Lewis-Skelly, is a midfielder playing at left back as cover.
Yeah.
Who then, and that tells you everything you saw about England's left back problem. So
also, there seems to be a bit of a narrative about him and Jude Bellingham. I think it might have been a bit of a translation issue. The way it was he was like in that 1 hour interview he did with Talksport, weren't it? And
his wife said something, and he commented about, he paraphrased his wife about saying
that
his body language wasn't great. But I think he was disgusting, wasn't it, or something?
He did, and I don't know. There's just some unnecessary tension where I feel we should be. For me, if I was the England manager with a year's contract and carte blanche to do with what I want, with arguably the greatest talent pool we've had in a generation, that I would be a bit more gung-ho to try and do something special. And I feel the complaints that we had about Southgate were about how conservative he was, that Tuchel seems to be carrying on with that trend.
I don't know. I think
I know we're going off a really small sample size here as well, so that's the other thing.
I think it's impossible to say. I honestly do. Until you're in that tournament mentality. I think the Bellingham one's a very interesting one because I think there's more to that because he's fit enough to be in the squad. Yes, he's missed a lot of the season so far with that shoulder surgery. Was it shoulder? Was shoulder, wasn't it?
It was. And he said the same about Saka as well. The fact that Saka had only just come back from injury, that he wouldn't be in the squad if Madueke was fit.
Yeah. So I think the Bellingham one's interesting because I watch the Serbia game and then you look, Morgan Rogers gave England far more balance.
Yeah.
Just because this idea of more, and I think Tuchel did talk about this idea of we need the best team, not necessarily the best players. I think he said that himself. And I think that was barbed at Bellingham.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't care who you are. If I want a system here. And I think it's I think that's a very interesting one and one to watch. I think there is an issue there between Tuchel and Bellingham. But I think there's an issue with Bellingham and the rest of the England squad, to be completely honest. And I'm saying that based on absolutely nothing. Other than the fact that I'm not seeing many people jump into Bellingham's defence, either in the media or in the England squad.
This should be in the latest England squad, or is he injured?
Injured.
Okay.
I need to check that now. I feel like I've gone deep on that. He was injured, wasn't he?
He has been, yeah. You're right.
But I think there's one to watch there with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Jude Bellingham. I'm genuinely starting to wonder if Morgan Gibbs-White and Morgan Rogers are people that he sees as more adaptable to a system.
If Tuchel sees that them two are better suited for the starting first choice 11, so be it. There's no way that Bellingham can miss out on the squad. No way.
I mean, that doesn't happen. Although, if you're not going to play him, you wouldn't take him, would you?
Talk to me about the squad withdrawals.
So who's the most recent one at the time of recording?
Reece James has pulled out.
Yeah. Disappointing. I find it very disappointing. Particularly that the message soon after is that the injuries aren't as bad as first stage. Almost Chelsea sort of fat briefing that it's not don't everyone get on his back. He's not injured. It's precautionary. If he's fit, he should be going playing for England. This is always the case in Michael Carrick. In my view, and someone might correct me on this, but it always felt to me like Michael Carrick pulled out of England squads quite a lot often, and then sort of bemoaned the fact that he wasn't starting in tournaments when he tended to pull out quite a lot in things. And I thought Michael Carrick was a brilliant player. Absolutely not criticising Michael Carrick, the footballer, at all.
Michael Carrick's the type of player who now would get in to provide an unbelievable balance to a midfield, wouldn't he?
Oh, and he did then, didn't he? You're talking he was a massive part of that, almost the second great Fergie team, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was absolutely massive part of it. But I do think that when you start pulling out of squads, I personally would remember it if I'm Tuchel. There's such a depth there as well. Like if you're not making, and this is where maybe Ben White does have an issue. Talk about Ben White. Maybe he doesn't have a lot of credit in the bank. So if he's not starting every game and absolutely blitzing it for Arsenal, then Tuchel's a bit like can't really count on you.
I get
And
it.
I think that's where it becomes difficult. Even if I put aside this idea of he should never play for England again, all that kind of stuff, I'd need him to be making it impossible to not pick him, I think.
Is there anyone you think you'd like to have seen in there in this latest squad?
Yeah, definitely. Wharton. I think I understand the idea that he may not be starting him and he thinks he's better suited having a couple of weeks off or whatever, but I don't see how you can't pick him. I think Wharton as well is a very interesting one because I think it provides good competition for Declan Rice. No one should be a shoo-in in that England squad. And I think I think a lot of people see Wharton as this sort of knitting together CDM type, but that's not him at his best. Him at his best is driving the ball forward and picking passes, really forward passes as well, particularly to Mateta. So I would love to see that.
Anderson and Wharton.
Yeah, in one of the games. Yeah, maybe the Wales game.
I think the engine that you get, the coverage of the pitch that you get with Rice, is better than anyone.
Maybe
he is number one at that.
Maybe.
I don't think there's any competition for that. You can. I totally take on board the argument that Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton might be great together. I just don't know if there's a world where you leave Rice out. If I'm honest now, looking at the squad, and after everything taken on board, there would only be Rice, Pickford, and Kane as guaranteed starters in the World Cup squad.
Gay as well, I'd say. I'd say Gay is a guaranteed starter as well.
I don't know.
I think no. I think he's entered that realm. I think now.
Yeah, fine, but like 3 or 4 players then we've got as guaranteed starters that you can say, because the rest of them have their fitness to prove, have their form to refine, and a lot of questions still need answering. When I think we were relying on Tuchel to come and sort of provide the final polish.
It doesn't help though, does it? When people are pulling out, it doesn't help.
Well, this has been the problem with this particular international break for a few years. And we saw the news recently that as of next season, the next time round, this international break will be combined with the
September.
Is it going to be combined with the September or the December one? Because another one in a month's time.
November. Well. It's November, that one, yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting lost where I am here.
There's one every month. In this period, it's September, October, November. There's one every month. Yeah, it's madness, really.
I'd combine them all September to December. Combine them all. That's what I would do.
I think it would. I can't see the reason not, other than maybe people being bored of the international break. But I think from the international squad perspective, they get longer with the team. So
exactly.
I think it just makes sense. And even then, the non-international players get a little bit of a break.
Yeah. Like a serious break then. Do it at the end of October, beginning of November, and then give people 6 weeks off. 4 weeks off, you could do the whole thing if you put all them games together. What it would be like 8 games or something that you're trying to get through. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think 8 to 10 isn't dependent on the group. But I wouldn't. I'd probably do them in 2 bits. I wouldn't do them all in one. But that's like the Nations League's a bit like, isn't it? Almost like in 2 bits. Really, I'd probably do one in October, one in March, maybe.
Well, at least that's sort of a positive step. Someone must have been listening to our podcast earlier on when we came up with that as a fix. But I'd combine it even more and just get them all in. It's better for the internationals. It's less disruption to any sort of form that people are trying to build in their respective leagues.
Can you think of a reason? It just feels like it's too easy. Is there a reason why you wouldn't do it? Can we think of a reason? There must be some negative to this.
Good question. What? The
only thing I could think of, and it is a small thing, is that it reduces the opportunity of players of getting in the England squad due to injuries and form. So, if, for example, someone like
that's true, yeah,
Kwanzaa, for example, has started quite well at Leverkusen. He's been in a few squads now. He's probably going to make his debut in the Wales game. This is providing the opportunity to actually get over that line, maybe.
Whereas if you've just got one, you've basically got one chance to get in that squad for for a few weeks.
And then... you may not get in the world. This may be the reason why it doesn't happen. I don't know. But if let's say you're Phil Foden now, and it was combined into one, you could argue that Foden's turned a little bit of a corner form-wise. I'm not convinced. I've seen him in England shirt far too many times, not being that good. But you could argue that his form's got a little bit better. He wouldn't have the chance of forcing his way in now.
Yeah, maybe it would be rare that the players' hopes and dreams are taken into consideration in a scheduling issue.
I'm just trying to think of why not do it, and I think that's the only one I can really think of.
That's maybe a byproduct of the reasoning for this thing, but yeah, or maybe split these 4 months into 2, and maybe that's what they're doing. We'll see. This one is going to be played. Are we at Wembley?
Yes, it's Wembley. The Wales game.
It was at Villa Park though last time.
Yes, that was the
Beyonce or Taylor Swift must have been on, or someone like that. Something fancy. But I did like it when Wembley was being built, and they were sort of traveling the country a little bit and playing at Old Trafford and Stadium of Light and Villa Park as well. I did like it when the England team were travelling around. What about you? What's your
it should be more accessible, shouldn't it? There's an argument that you shouldn't have a national stadium, isn't there? That very much like they should move around, particularly in England where you've got so many, international level stadiums. I mean, there's no, just in within 10 miles of those, what we got. Well, 50. Let's say we're in 30 miles, we've got 4 probably international standard stadiums with us.
I mean,
Old Trafford,
just talk about the Northwest, innit? You can go as far.
We got 3 in Liverpool. Goodison's still there just for women's football, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah. So you've got 3 stadiums there that are international standard.
I mean, Wanderers used to host under 21s all the time, didn't we? We used to go. We used to go there quite a bit,
isn't it? Rugby League international all the time still. So it's still, it's still a big stadium still. Ewood Park's held England games, I think, in our lifetime.
Has it really? Oh yes, yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Interesting. So I did like that. So we've got a few more breaks before the World Cup comes around. And we're talking 6 to 8 games potentially, if you include some friendlies, between now and, or maybe even only 6 games before the World Cup squad is selected. What are our hopes for the World Cup in North America? Our hopes for England, aside from obviously winning it, but is there anything else other than that? We've come so close recently. It feels like in major tournaments and the World Cup itself.
I mean, I've not looked at the betting beforehand, but I'd be interested to know where we are.
You've got to be right up there. While you're talking, I'm going to look it up.
So I'm going to guess we're second favourites. Maybe third favourites, actually. I'm going to guess Spain are favourites.
I say France. I'm going to say France, Argentina, and then Brazil. Sorry, France, Argentina, then us.
No, I'm going to go Spain, then England.
Okay.
I think, yeah, and then maybe France. I'm going to go Spain and England if I was going to guess. The big question is, can England win a World Cup? Yes, they absolutely have the squad to win a World Cup. Can they win a World Cup in America in the summer? That's a much, when you think of it in those terms, it's a much bigger ask. And I don't think we talk much about the climate element of it, but it's going to be very, very hot.
It is. They've spoke about the scheduling of matches, and they aren't going to really cater to the worldwide audience. They are going to be catering to the local audience, which I do like, to be honest. I remember the Japan and Korea World Cup, and that was similar. Obviously the other side they were in front, but like I did like the matches at, what was it, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning? I think sometimes we played or something like that. I did like that, and I don't hate that. So I don't want to not get on board with that. But with the fact of how prevalent European audience is to football, that it has surprised me that hasn't changed a little bit.
No, I suppose the only thing with American scheduling is that it brings Asia into it as well, because they're able to it's closer to Asia time as well, isn't it? In terms of their early they'd be early kickoffs, wouldn't they, for a lot of Asia?
Yeah.
On there. So I suppose maybe that's what they're thinking, but I agree. I maybe it's a selfish thing, but I do think that European audience should be most catered for.
According to Paddy Power, England are third, Spain, France, England, then Brazil, Argentina, Germany. That's the top 6.
I think the winner comes from one of the top 3. I think I don't. I mean, I can. I mean, obviously Argentina won the last one, so I can kind of. But I'd say Messi's 4 years older, and he was still very much the main man of that last World Cup win.
Yeah.
And they sort of grafted that win, Argentina. They weren't ever the best team in that competition, I don't think.
No, there's a lot of players putting in a big shift for old Leo, though.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I think it's between... I go as far as say it's between England and Spain. I'm still going to stick to that. I think France are as good, but I just...
France are in a weird transition phase at the moment.
Yeah, they don't have Griezmann at the same level. I know he's just broken some records in the Champions League for...
Giroud as well was such a foil in terms of the previous squads.
Absolutely.
Who's obviously not going to be around as much. I think the midfield's a little bit light. They're very great attacking. I feel like they're lacking in midfield. Anyway, where are we, Liam, with international football?
Well, the question is, do we have any hopes of England winning it? I think it's just how they cope with the weather is the honest answer. But I think that's what it'll come down to.
I don't want that. I hope that isn't a factor. For me, I'd like to be out there as early as possible. Get out there to the highest, warmest place that you can get to and get yourself sorted. It's going to be a long, and I think people are underestimating the travelling involved as well. It's a big old spot, that America.
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's not even just USA, is it? We're talking it's in Mexico, USA, and Canada, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's
many time zones to consider. There could be there's potentials of 6-hour flights between stadiums. It's going to be it's a multi-camp. We're not talking about players just having a nice jolly in Baden and all the wags being invited, are we? Yeah, Neville dancing on tables.
Yes, he did. I forgot about that, yeah.
Anyway, going back to the squad a little bit, do you think Tuchel will entertain any competition for Harry Kane? I had high hopes for Liam Delap, but he's obviously injured. Do you think that's the one?
I'd like to think
the fact that he's already on like 20 goals this season.
Yeah, I think you're just going to get the best out of him. I think Southgate failed to get the best out of him. I think that's probably Southgate's biggest failure as England manager. Looking back
also,
on it.
he's never seemed fit. I mean, I'd like to see him fit for a World Cup.
Yeah, so
hopefully Bayern have got this league title wrapped up by like February, and he can take a few weeks off.
He's on fire at the moment. He looks sharper as well, I think.
Yeah, it's good. It's suiting him.
So that move has suited him because it feels like it's not. I'm not saying it's easier, but there's less pressure on him to be the only main man because he's surrounded by talent. So he doesn't feel that same burden, does he? And he looks like, particularly in his second and third seasons, it looks like he's sort of just playing with the freedom of someone who he doesn't have that pressure of having to get a trophy now either. Now he can just get loads of trophies.
Listen, are we fixing anything today?
Yeah, I think we fixed the windows, the international break windows.
Do more FIFA, but
and also kickoff times. They need looking at. I get it, but at the same time, if the Club World Cup is anything to go off, the locals don't care, mate. Yeah, the locals don't care. Cater for everyone else that does care.
The thing is with the World Cup, we don't think we have to worry about stadiums being full, whereas that was a problem at the Club World Cup. But online,
people will watch it, even if England are on at 2 a.m. It will be.
I quite like that. I'm not going to lie. I know I'm a bit of a night owl, but
yeah,
I do quite like that.
Was it the Mineas one? They moved the kickoff just for England fans because it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be at 1 or 2, and they moved it to 11. The Italy game, was it in England-Italy where Balotelli scored? I think
You might be right.
I think they went out that day. England might have gone out that game, but They were playing in right in the Amazon, weren't they? In Manaus, if I remember rightly. And it was a really, really
Right, yeah.
They were the late kickoff, so it was like and they moved the kickoff time. I remember that one. Yeah, the Brazil World Cup.
So this is what we're doing here. We're fixing the kickoff times. I'm so on that one. I'd like to see more from Thomas Tuchel, if I'm honest. I don't know what that is. I'd like to see more of him. I'd like to see the happy guy that made Chelsea fans fall in love with him. I don't want any.
Don't remember
drama.
the happy guy. Don't remember the happy. I remember the weird guy. I don't remember the happy guy, but yeah.
No, he started happy. He went weird.
Okay.
Hopefully he's not here that long that he goes weird. I
think he's pretty weird, but anyway.
I want more. I want to feel
really untrusting guys. I think Tuchel really unsettles me.
I want to feel I can get behind him, and I don't feel like that yet. I'm a bit uninspired with England at the moment.
It's because he's German, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's a little bit of a part of it.
It is a bit.
I don't want to sound xenophobic, but it is. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we're going to come back. We'll talk about people stealing our podcast ideas, and we'll talk about the Premier League in a little minute. So, see you in a sec. Oh, do not forget to vote. If you're leaving us here, click the like button, subscribe, comment below, and tell us why you left, because you just wanted to listen to England, and that's fine. But please vote for us. We're your favourite podcasts, and we're really, really cool. Bye. And we're back. This is the Fixing Football podcast, the number one podcast, the original podcast that was here to come up with ideas and resolutions to fix the beautiful game and not steal anyone else's idea. It was all original. There's some people who've come in and tried to do very, very similar things and maybe attach a little bit of a bigger name to it, but not us. We're starting with from the ground up. We're grassroots podcasters.
Yeah, they do a couple. I think we saw Matt Goldbridge do one. I think he did. Goldbridge fixes football. Literally.
Saves football.
Goldbridge saves football. Yeah. Yeah, we saw that.
So,
but, if they stick at it, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's why we're nominated. And some of us aren't. So, yeah, if you missed it in the first half, please get on board. All the details are below. We would love your support. Anyway, Liam, busy weekend of Premier League football.
Yes, it was.
Before we get on to that, there's no international break this week for Bolton Wanderers, who are off the back of a win. Mason Burstow on fire. Fills in. You've got 3 minutes of your allotted Bolton Wanderers time.
Yeah, top goal scorer in the league now. And I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember the last time a Bolton player was top scorer in the league. I honestly had this realization today, so I don't even. It wasn't a realization that he was top of the league. Everyone has mentioned that he's top of the goal scoring charts. But I then thought we've never really had that in terms of that level of prolific goal scorer for as long as I can remember. Maybe Michael Ricketts, but you're probably looking before then, really, to be like Nathan Blake levels of time going back, like 98, sort of 97, 98, that sort of time for someone who scored goals at this level. And considering
what's he on now? He's
on 7. He's on 7 now.
7 in what? What are we on?
7
games for you? Oh, 7 and 7.
I think it's 7 and 7.
Maybe since he joined.
It's amazing.
Fill me in on League One. Where are you at?
We are just outside the playoffs now.
I am embarrassingly not up to date with anything outside of Arsenal really at the moment.
Fair. League One is anyone's.
Yeah.
It's up for grabs for anyone. It really is. Bolton's issue is the same as it was last week, away form.
Yeah.
We are winning our home games and drawing and losing away. So we have a really, really good opportunity with 2 big away games now to really address this matter. So starting with Burton Albion, struggling in the league. We've got them on Saturday.
Yeah, winnable.
Very well. We should be. We need to be winning. We need to win. We need to start sequencing some results together, because after that is Huddersfield away, who aren't having the best season so far, but they are one of the strongest sides in the league on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 2 winnable away games.
Okay.
So after that, then it's Cardiff at home. So
Happy so far? You still happy with Schumacher? No, it was getting a bit frustrating at the first with a lot of draws, but you see.
I'm happy with Schumacher. Yeah, I'm happy. I think we've got a manager who knows what he's doing. I think you can't solve everything in one go, and I think a lot of our issues are legacy issues, particularly defensive stability. I've got question marks over our goalkeeper on loan.
Yeah.
Chelsea's Teddy Sharman-Lowe. That's someone that we brought in since, so got some question marks there. I think at fullback and centre back we've got some issues. Although Cyrus Christie came in for his debut, well, his first start.
Yeah.
Anyway, right back, and he looked brilliant.
Okay.
Assist and a bit of experience there, which is I think we've been lacking a bit of that for quite some time. So he looked better at right back. I think we've got Max Conway at left back, who's done well since he's come in. But I mean, is he a top of the table League One left back? I don't know. George Johnson, left centre back. I think, if I'm being cruel, is probably the weak link in the team, in my opinion, at the moment. But left centre backs are a premium, aren't they? So
yeah,
if you get hold of a good one, you don't let go of them. So yeah, there's a bit still to sort out, but I think we've got a manager who has a plan, knows what he's doing, and it's quite good football to watch.
Okay.
Everyone likes wingers beating the man, getting shots away, or getting the balls in the box. That's what quite literally every football fan likes, that style of play. So
let me talk to you about the Premier League for a second. We've seen the return of, one of the favourite tropes of Arsenal is about how we are set piece kings, but long throws have come back in for everyone at the moment.
Isn't it?
Seems to be the goalkeepers are back going long. The ball over the top is back in fashion, and I've even seen a couple of 4-4-2s recently.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you make of this trend? Is it just the natural full circle moment of football where you're always trying to counteract the best with the answer to the 4-4-2 was being more dynamic with the 4-3-3 and the way Barcelona implemented it, and everyone followed suit, and Manchester City and Pep Guardiola and blah 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 blah. And we've seen even slightly iterations with that. We don't have to go down what Ruben Amorim's trying because he doesn't even fucking know. But now the full circle moment of this dominant possession-based football is going long, and it's having some real effect. And even the big teams are taking it on board. The most technical teams are doing it.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few different things happening at once, and it's almost, and I think it's almost making it like it's just quite a simple switch to sort of long ball direct. But I think there's a few things going at once. The long throw thing's weird, to be honest. That's a weird one, and it's like the kickoffs going straight out of play. I just think
that, by the way, is sorry. I'll let you crack on, but I need to fix something in a minute.
I just think that is purely people using almost the same data, and the data saying that that's what you should do. And I just think all these teams have access to very similar data sets. So I think that's number one. I think number two, in terms of keepers going long, I think that's been a trend that's been coming in for 3 or 4 years, but I think it's becoming more prominent now because people like Pep Guardiola are doing it. And I think it's purely because of the amount of goals that are scored by teams with high presses, particularly from goalkeepers to centre-backs. I think that has been found. It's been found out. And
it's easy when you've got Edison and Haaland. I mean, it's not, but it's a lot of teams are trying it.
Well, teams aren't scared now to try it. They're understanding that to sit in a low or mid block is more risky against teams like Man City, that you're actually going to get far more success with that. And I think a lot of that is down to Thomas Frank and his Brentford team. I think they were the architects of that, really, where I remember watching that game where Ivan Toney scored just when he'd not been picked for the World Cup, I think. And that game, with the way that Brentford were almost fearless away at City, at that point, I don't think I'd lost at home in 2 years or something.
Right.
At that point.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a big line in the sand moment of actually there is a way to play against these sort of teams. And I think since then, I think a big one was as well City this year with James Trafford. I think you saw it then with the way how advanced Spurs were. Again, another Thomas Frank team where he had literally players stood at the edge of the penalty area when James Trafford was taking goal kicks. And I think
a bit of a sliding doors moment where
it's almost like you're at risk when you're in possession. And I think that's what a lot of these teams are realizing now, that it's better to lose the ball higher up the pitch, which I think was an old Sam Allardyce thing, wasn't it? You can only lose the possession in the final third. That was pretty much his philosophy.
Can we just, before we get onto some like specifics of matches, this kicking the ball out into the corner basically from kickoff? I'm glad Arsenal haven't done this yet. We haven't adopted that, and I think that would break every fibre of Mikel Arteta's being to give away possession. Even though like high pressing is our game and whatever, very much of that era still and that mindset. But what can you? I sit more on that side. I can't see any benefit of giving away possession. Now it's hard to build anything from a throw in near your own corner flag. Get it, but
it's about where you win possession. That's
you already have possession.
Yes, but winning possession in the final third is better than having it in your own third. Your chances of scoring if you win possession. And again,
yes, I've
not got the data. I've just heard people talking about this data, this mystical data. But essentially, winning the ball in the final third produces more goals than winning it in your own third and building an attack, even if you counter attack from there. So that's what it's about. It's pure statistical anomaly stuff.
I get it. I get that the data might prove us wrong here, but it just seems counterintuitive.
It's rugby. It's rugby.
Yeah,
it's quite literally rugby union kicking for touch and winning the ball. And trying to turn the ball over in the other end. It's quite literally rugby tactics.
Not like the NFL kickoff where you just kick it to the other team.
I'm not a big rugby union fan. I prefer rugby league. But in rugby union, what you'll often see is a kicker will kick the ball for the corner for a line out that's in the other team's defensive line.
Yeah,
they'll have the ball. Then you'll try and turn that line out over because then you've won the ball right out of the pit. That's literally what you're doing. It's almost like back to the when football and rugby were the same sport, like in the 1800s almost. Like it's like that. But another one. Did you see, by the way? And I only saw a clip of it. The one in Scotland from the weekend, the Hibernian game. I think it's Hibernian. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But
describe it.
For the kickoff, they play it back to a third member of that kickoff unit who will then flick it up and kick it in the air. Which, to anyone who went to school with us who listens to it, I can only describe as a Russell chip into the area. So it's essentially like volleying it into the sky to essentially play for the bounce at the edge of the area.
Yeah.
And the chaos that would achieve. Madness. We're almost into the crazy world.
And then
I can almost see it.
Was it Hibs who did it and then Hearts did it in the second half?
I don't think it was Hearts. I don't think it was the derby. I think it might be. It made it with Dundee. Was it Hibs Hearts?
Yeah.
I didn't realise what game was on. But yeah, madness.
And I saw that when it was the other team's turn, I can't remember in which order it went, but whenever the other team got it, they did it as well.
Madness. But yeah, we're heading into the point where we're just completely, we're almost being, what's the Hibs derby, yeah? But yeah, we're being completely led by
conversation.
Derby, yeah. We're just being led by completely led by the stats.
Anyway, while you catch up on the previous weekend's Scottish football results, are Arsenal now title favourites?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
For you. I'm talking for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but the bookies, they're quite strong favourites with the bookies. But
it's been a mad 2 week swing, that.
I think
they went to 7-1 after the Liverpool defeat.
Yeah, it's been some swing. They probably are for me now, to be completely honest. And I think it's I'd say more about Liverpool. I think Arsenal are much the same. I don't think they're consistently good. Whereas I think with Liverpool, yes, they've got that quality, but I think a lot of the concerns people had about them in it being a transition phase, there's probably some truth in that. I wondered whether the signing of Isak would negate a lot of that.
Yeah.
But the early signs are saying no, really.
I'm interested. I think we'll do a bit of a Liverpool focus when we see what they're like on the return to the Premier League, because we're talking about this now.
He's not really been playing Isak either, has he? Until he's been sort of reintegrated back into Liverpool's team. He's not really.
But yeah, all the fears all the fears that fans may have had with the amount of change that Liverpool have done seem to be coming to fruition a little bit, and
they're still second. You know what I mean? Like they're still second, aren't they? Like
exactly.
They're only 2 points off the top. It's like
what I did see that now makes me think that we are title favourites. Because while I obviously did want us to win the league and smash every team 10-0, I still would put Liverpool as favourites at the start of the season. But
accepting your predictions, but that's fine.
No, that's my prediction. I'm obviously going to say, like, in the same way I'm still going to predict England to win the World Cup.
No, you just think what the prediction is. What do you think will happen? That's what that means. It doesn't mean.
Yeah, but when it directly affects Arsenal, I'm always going to go with Arsenal.
Okay, go on.
It's if Arsenal weren't even pretending to be in contention, I would put someone dafter than prediction like Chelsea or something like that.
Or if you maybe one of our United experts, you'd predict United to win the league every year because it's easy to rather than actually have any accountability.
We don't have any United experts. What I did see, someone created a bit of content on social media this week, and it was how our matches compared to last season or with the most recent results against them teams. And it was like West Ham away, or whichever, I think we played them at home, whatever it was, where we drew, and this year we've won. And it was comparing them sort of side by side, and not like we were famously really good against the top six. Obviously lost that record to Liverpool this season, but we are picking up and getting them wins over the line where we've struggled so far. And I know we're six games in, we're barely anything yet, but there's some signs there that show our strength, and the depth is ridiculous. In the Champions League, it was so good to see basically a fresh 11, and you've got Ødegaard coming in and Ben White starting, and just like the rotation, the strength is ridiculous. Our squad is so good.
It helps. It helps. I don't mean this in a disparaging way, but I think the depth is good, but I think it is less about you and more about Liverpool not being as good.
Yeah,
and I don't think. Yeah. And I don't think City are going to be those levels. I don't mean that in a bad way, because it's good to be consistently good. You've been consistently good for years.
Yeah.
This might be just the year that it pays off to be consistently good.
If everyone else has to be shit for us to win it, I don't care.
It's not necessarily being shit. It's just there may be no one exceptional.
No, that's what it'll be in May.
I don't think you'll hit those levels. Yeah, I don't know if you can hit the exceptional levels.
That's what it'll be in May when we've won it. Because everyone else was shit.
Well, I don't mean that in a bad way, though. By the way,
can I just say someone who isn't being shit? I'm going to keep us moving here. Someone who isn't being shit is how hot and good does Erling Haaland look at the moment. He looks of his best stuff. He looks like he's got his bit between the teeth. He looks like he's just trying to pull City forward on his own, basically.
He's allowed to touch the ball. That helps.
Yeah. He's actually a good footballer.
yeah, exactly. It's like you don't have to be this weirdo who just literally only touches the ball like 3 times in the game. Like, no. That goal against at the weekend when he rolled the defender. Yeah. I mean, that's the Dortmund Haaland, that. The absolute
this
monster,
is what I was saying.
Physical machine that you just cannot stop, even if you wanted to.
So, just rewind for all the listeners who saw Scott and Liam scoff and roll their eyes when I said his goal against us was unbelievable. He did the same thing. He just turned it on the halfway line. So I don't know if it was Foden or Reinders who picked it up just inside the Arsenal half, and Haaland was just like, fuck it, I'm gone. And it was just like this.
Oh no, it was straight from the centre back. It was Vardiol this weekend. It was the ball from
yes,
the left.
That one. No, it was great. It was great, but it just shows this, like, I'm gonna do this whether you look like it or not. I'm scoring, and I don't care who's in my way. They're getting knocked over.
Yeah, the only way you can stop him is by fouling him. You cannot stop him fairly. Like
you can't catch him, you can't out-wrestle him, you can't out-jump him.
He's just too big. He's just too big. It's
like a monster truck coming at you at 200 miles an hour. It's like, that thing is not meant to be moving like that.
And he's vicious. Like, his arms are like aggressive.
Yeah. I just think he's such an impressive athlete.
Like spinning things, defending him. Like, you just cannot get near him. Like, you will hurt yourself if you go near him.
Yeah. So Kill-a-Lot could move at 150 mile an hour. Like, it's like
exactly. you just cannot stop him at all.
We mentioned a little bit Liverpool. They lost again 3 games in a row. That is including the midweek. I know we'll probably focus on Liverpool in a bit more depth at some point, but are they in transition? Do you think is that a fair thing to say now?
Probably, yeah. Probably. I think the amount of game time Frimpong's getting is interesting.
It's not like right back though.
Yeah, that Szoboszlai, invert, and then Conor Brad. I just think it's just something strange about all that. I think, and I get the idea of packing the midfield a little bit, but if you're signing Frimpong,
yeah,
and you're not playing him at right wing back or right attacking fullback, I don't know why you've signed him, and especially when I don't know, just thought that's an interesting one. And Kirkes seems to be struggling as well. I know a lot of the highlights been on Wirtz, and I fully understand why, but a lot of Liverpool's strengths were those fullback positions.
Can I touch on Wirtz for a minute? I've watched him a few times. I've sat and watched Liverpool recently, and I think he's generally been one of their better players in the games. But obviously, with this enormous price tag comes expectation. It's not his fault he was 120 million.
He seems to be involved in everything without any output, doesn't he? Like every other touch seems like it's him, I think.
It's not.
You know what I think a problem is for him? When I've watched him, and I think a big problem is how wide Salah is. Because it's one less killer ball he has. If Salah's more inverted, it's another killer ball option. But the problem is because Salah's so far out wide and Gakpo plays so defensive, I think he only has Ekitike or Isak as one ball. And that becomes very easy to predict then. And I just think Salah's not busy enough off the ball in attacking areas, I don't think.
I'm going to suggest a fix here for Liverpool, but I think Andy Robertson back at left back.
I agree.
And Florian Wirtz on the left wing. I just feel he would benefit from almost the Eden Hazard style role where he has a bit of time to receive it. Not that he's not great at receiving it. I don't think he's not scuffing passes 100 yards out of play, and he's not shooting shots over the bar left, right, and centre. He's not really getting into some positions or being in his creative best position. And I think sticking him out wide, whilst he's in this adaptation, let's be kind to him here, and let's say he's in an adaptation phase. I don't agree. I'm probably more on Scott's side, and I'm sure he'll be more vocal about it when he listens. But I think in that almost Eden Hazard style role, maybe like an Elise-esque, Mahrez even, someone who can get the ball and drift inside if they need to and be creative, push from a more wider position. And that in turn Liverpool can maybe shore up the central a little bit rather than having almost two blockers for him to be in a 3-10 role. That's my shout. Obviously, Liverpool, keep doing what you're doing, keep losing, do not care. I want you to fail at everything. That's where I sit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you have to stick with it.
Stick with him at a 10?
Yeah, I think you have to stick with it and hope it works.
It's I don't know. It's 120 million. And unless if it doesn't work, you ain't seeing that.
No, but I think he's a very good player. I've always believed that, and I think it'll come good. I just think they need a bit of time. There's a lot of new players who need to learn about each other there. I do think Salah's a bit of a problem. I think he might be on the wane finally.
Yeah, it's overdue.
But it's just he's so determined to pick up that far left position, that far right position.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like it gets in a lot of people's way. I feel like Trent Alexander-Arnold wasn't interested in that space, but Frimpong very much is interested in that space.
That's a good point.
And I just think Wirtz needs someone else closer to him. He needs another option. And I wonder if Isak could operate that area with Ekitike as your 9 and Isak as almost like a second 10. I wonder if that's how you do it. But I don't know.
Circling back to the first half, is like you're trying to fit a lot of pegs there into holes that might not necessarily fit. And
I just think the goal's in the middle of the pitch, innit? So get your best players there.
Famously, it's in the middle, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was the whole Guardiola and Messi thing, wasn't it? Like, well, why when he took over from Rijkaard, it's like, why is he on the right? Like, he's our best player. Get him near the net. And it is kind of true. I just think Salah's too far out there for me.
Last one player who I've been impressed with is Nick Woltemade. As everyone's coming in, 6 in 6 he's got.
Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm impressed with him. Looks like a handful. Looks like he's settled in well. He's not that I'm a big Newcastle fan of anything that they do or are about, but I think he's been impressive and could be.
It's good to see a striker good in the air, isn't it? It's always nice to see an
striker. Also, he's 6'6", yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like that uses it as well. Like he doesn't. It's not just he takes up really good positions between centre backs. I think he's never. And So I
wanted to talk about his penalty. Did you see his penalty from the weekend?
I didn't know.
It's such a cool technique. It's almost like the Mesut Ozil chop down on it. You know, he did that where it chipped goal. Yeah, it's like that, but it's top corner. It's roof of the net stuff. It's really like a chop down technique. It's like impressive. Really good penalty. Unless he absolutely mishit it and got away with it, it's something that looks like it's been practiced a lot.
I mean, it's
unstoppable.
It's a very difficult technique. I remember from being in net, people do it by accident. If they chip down on the ball by accident,
people do it by accident, yeah.
And you're not saving it because you've gone. Like you absolutely you're never saving it because.
I remember seeing Ozil do it in like a YouTube thing, and then he did it. I don't know if it was a Champions League match or a Premier League match, but he did it in a match where he dinked the keeper. I was like,
he did it quite a few times before people realised he was doing it, didn't he?
Yeah, people just think he's lifted it or whatever, but it's the chop down. Because the keeper's just going. The keeper's going down if you're doing that motion.
Oh yeah, because it's the way your body's shaped as well. The way your body's shaped is if you're going in the bottom corner. Because that's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers read the body, don't read the ball. So
yeah.
That's why giving someone in the eyes is so strong. So if you're in net and he's chopping down the ball, the whole body shape means you can't lift it.
You're leaning as well. Yes, you're leaning forward.
You can't lift it. So doing that means that it opens up this top half of the goal that keeper is not prepared for.
Cool technique. Just worth watching. I'll repost it on our X feed later. We'll leave it there. We've got international break. Who are we playing? Wales
and an away game. I can't remember.
Fun. We'll be back next week with potentially some more international anecdotes or something about something.
Maybe knowing who England are playing. That would be good.
I know. I knew Wales was one of them. Oh, by the way, last point. Did you see the partnership that England are doing with the dementia, the Alzheimer's charity?
I saw it today when I checked who England were playing. I just can't remember who the second team they're playing is.
You'll notice in the Wales match that England will have a few more senior members of the community as the mascots walking out onto the pitch, and they're all sufferers of dementia. They're all sufferers of dementia, or Alzheimer's, or something along them lines. I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology, but it was just a dead nice, cool partnership style video that you see sort of other countries maybe do to try and build a community, and I like it when England do stuff like that.
It's one of the worst illnesses in the world. I remember my granddad dying of dementia. It's horrible illness. I think it's a really good cause.
Good. Right, we'll leave it there. Thank you if you stick with us this long. Please remember to vote for us. Do all you can. Spread the word. Spread the love. FixingFootballPodcast.com. You can find links to all our socials there. The link to vote at the Football Content Awards will be down below. And it's this week. We need you this week. Starting from the 6th to the 10th of October. Please get behind us and support. I will be mithering you all week, so you've been warned. And by you, I mean Liam.
Yes. You should vote for us, though. You should vote for us. It doesn't even cost you anything.
It's free. It takes 1 minute at a time. 0 details required. Click us. Best Podcast International. Done.
You don't even have to worry about, submitting contact details. Not going to get you. That's not how they get you. You're doing a nice thing for nice people.
But if you are listening and you don't vote, I'll find out. And I don't know how I'll find out, but I'm pretty handy. So I'll find out. And you have been warned. Bye,
Even though they don't give you details. Right, goodbye.